What's going on, guys? What would Vinny do? I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. I want to thank last week's guest, my man Salamore. Great story, very heartfelt. To me, he's the true definition of going all in. What I kind of started this about. So it was great to share his journey with him. I gotta give a big shout out to my boy John Fig. We just collaborated on something. We did a video together. It's been really well received. If you get a chance, check it out. It's a parody of Jay-Z and Linkin Park when they did that mashup. I don't know if a lot of people are familiar with it. We put our own little twist on it. It's on What Would Vinny Do YouTube channel, or you could just check it out on the Ferrante Realty Team Facebook page. Again, I had a great time collaborating with him. We worked together before. Like, we made some stuff. It's really cool. We always have fun with it. And if you watch it, I think you'll see that. Hopefully this time we'll kind of follow up and keep putting out stuff together and see what we can do with it. It's a lot of people really enjoyed it, and that's what it's all about, really. We put a little real estate twist on it, which I like, and that's that. I want to talk about something else that I've been enjoying, and I put a few people onto it. It's actually a TV show, and it's on Amazon Prime. It's called The Marvelous Miss Mazal, and I know it's a weird title, but I definitely enjoyed it. It's really well written. The actors are amazing. It's a nice break from all the lawyer stuff, the FBI stuff, the police stuff. It gets a little stressful after a while, but like bombs and terrorists, like, and that seems to be the only shows on in my house these days. My kids are like really into that stuff. I enjoy it, but every once in a while you need a break, like Blue Bloods. My daughter, I was actually talking to my daughter. There's another show like that. It's called Enemy Within that we watch, and I'm talking to my daughter about it. We watched the first 2 episodes together, and she didn't see the third one, and she's asking me about it. And I tell her it was good. The show was really good. And I'm like, and she's like, what happened? So I'm like, one of the witnesses had to wear a necklace, and she had a wire, and she had to like get her husband to say something. And my daughter actually goes, I hate when that happens, when they get caught wearing the wire. Like, she's so used to watching these shows that it actually bothers her when people get caught wearing a wire. I'm like, hey, you gotta lay off the cop show. So I told her about the show, and she loved the show. And I told her to chill with the special victims, with the SVU and Blue Bloods. So it's fun. It's a fun show. It's lighthearted. Like I said, it's well written stuff. It's on Amazon Prime, and it's a great show. You'll enjoy it. I also want to tell you about a movie that I really enjoyed. Like, I don't know, I'm becoming like a critic now, but I don't really get into TV and movies, and when I do, it's got to be good for me to spend my time in there. And it's called The Green Book, and I thought it was awesome. And it had Viggo Mortensen as the lead. I don't remember the supporting actor's name. I know he won an award for it. He was amazing, but people know Viggo from Lord of the Rings. I really don't get into that stuff. I know him from Carlito's Way. He was Laleen. That's a classic part that he played. It won Best Picture over A Star Is Born and Bohemian Rhapsody, which are also 2 very good movies. I was telling someone it's not often that the awards are like 3 really good movies up at the same time. I even heard the other one was a good movie. I think Roma. But 3 that I saw that I really enjoyed were really good. It's actually the first time in a while. So I think Green Book was the best of all. And then Bohemian Rhapsody. And then I know everybody loved the other one, Star Is Born. But I think it was actually the third out of those. That the kid played an awesome part in the Bohemian Rhapsody. That kid that won the award was amazing. But so Green Book to me was better than all of them. So it's about Viggo's, like, works in the Copacabana in the 60s. He's like almost like a bouncer / manager, and he gets a job driving around a piano player, like this amazing piano player, and it's in the 60s, and the guy is African American, and he goes to the South, and the piano player is not treated so well, and Viggo's character and him build a great friendship, and it's just very cool. There's a lot of good stuff that you could learn from the movie. It's a real character movie. I remember when I had Murray Richmond on, Don't Worry Murray, he actually recommended this movie to me before it even was nominated a while ago, before I even had heard of it. And it's a great movie. You'll enjoy it. So TV, Marvelous Miss Mazal. Movie, The Green Book. I told you I'm going to add value to you, not just real estate. I'm giving you some entertainment tips that I think you'll enjoy. I want to talk about, of course, some stuff that's like motivational stuff. So I happened to see a video this week that I really enjoyed, and it's like a 2-minute clip. It's Pat Summitt. She is the head coach of a women's team at the University of Tennessee, I believe. So it's, I saw it on Facebook. It was posted. Everybody posts motivational stuff, and this one kind of caught my attention. My man Randy posted it. Randy Reese, EXP. Gonna have him on the show. He's a good friend. He's doing big things over at his company, and he posted it, and it shows obviously her coaching, and she says, and then they cut to her, and she says she doesn't handle losing very well. It doesn't sit well with her. It's not good for her. And I kind of started laughing because I said that in my first podcast, how I didn't really, no one likes to lose, but she goes on to say that she gets physically ill when she loses, and I love that, and I understand it, and I love her. I want to get her on the show, so that's another thing we need to look into, Edie, getting Pat Summitt on the show, if you could do that for us. So she goes on to say, which I really love, losing is not a good thing at the moment, but it's a great thing for me in the long range. It gives me a blueprint of what I need to do and do better. Unless you're the type of person that says, oh, they were just better than us and we got beat. I'm like, I know exactly what she means. Because when you lose, even though you're to the point where you're physically ill, you're in a bad mood, like it affects you. But as the days go on and it starts to sink in, now if you're a competitive person, you start to think, what am I going to do to not make this happen again? Like, what adjustments do I got to make? If it's basketball, do I gotta shoot more? Do I gotta get in better shape? If it's whatever it is, you got to figure out. It's the blueprint. Losing is the blueprint. So I love when I find out other people actually think like me, and I'm not sick. So that was a great video for me. I love how some people, they say you need to be around like-minded people. So I actually love when I feel or act a certain way, then I hear someone I don't even know personally, but I admire, thinks in kind of that similar way. It kind of reaffirms how I felt and lets me know I'm moving in the right direction. A lot of whether you have success has to do with mindset. So you could face the same in sports, right? You face a team one night, and on consecutive nights, one night they ring your bell, they blow you out, and then the next night you come back and you can beat them. It's what is that? It's the same people playing the game, right? A fighter can fight one, get knocked out, then come back, and then he knocks the other guy out. How does that happen, right? Because it's his mindset and your focus, and you better prepare for it this time. So that's, mindset is important. And what she touched on, like sometimes losing, even though it feels horrible, it's actually better than winning. I remember, right, Justin Timberlake came in second on Star Search. That probably helped him in his life, because if he would have won, he might have just rested on his laurels, but he came in second. So now he had to figure out, why did I lose to this and the other, whoever he lost to, because they're not around anymore. So that proves the point. We don't even remember who beat him. But he went back to the drawing board and he came back, and now he's doing pretty well for himself. So losing, though it hurts at the second, it's actually better for you than winning. And I feel the same way with problems. Like you're around people, and it could be your family, it could be coworkers, and a lot of people let the problems overwhelm them, or just like swallow them, and they're focusing on the problems. But if you have a different mindset and you treat it kind of like what Pat said, you realize in life you're going to be faced with problems. They're coming. They're coming. Like next week, you're gonna have a problem, probably. Like, and you just prepare for them, challenges and problems. The same way losing gives you a blueprint on what you need to do. I've grown to look at problems in that same fashion. For example, you're at a job, whether you like the job or not, right? You're going through, you're doing stuff. You're content. Let's just say it's not your dream job, but you don't hate it. You're going to work. You're going through the motions. What did I say? It's a paycheck, right? And you're waking up, going every day. You're not excited. You're just going to work. Suddenly, there's something happens, right? There's a new boss, or you get relocated, and now all of a sudden, the new boss or the new manager is not nice. The boss you had was nice, and this person's just not a nice person, and they start to make your life miserable. And it starts to get to the point where and this has happened to me, right? So you dread going to work. That's a problem, right? And for anybody, when you're facing that scenario, and it starts to upset you, you're depressed. It starts spilling over into your personal life, and you need to do something, right? So some people just accept it, and they just, day after day, they go to work, they're miserable, they come home, they're miserable, they talk about their bad job, they let it affect their life, and it snowballs. But other people, same situation, they react to what's happening, right? And this sucks. I'm not dealing with this shit. I'm gonna fix the problem. And you start to make a plan on how to do that. So, and sometimes you got to sit in the problem a little while. It's not an immediate fix, because you have a family and you have responsibilities and you have a house and you have bills. So you can't just quit so you got to sit in the problem. But as you're fixing the problem, you start to feel better about the problem, because you know you're working your way to get out of the problem, instead of just sitting in it and letting it swallow you up. So you get your real estate license, you go to school, you think of something that situation, the bad situation that made you sick and made you dread going to bed or go to work, has caused you to react and to do something else. What is that? That's how you grow, right? So stepping out of the problems as they're coming, and because they're going to keep coming, as crazy as it sounds, problems can actually bring you opportunity. They can help you grow, because that's what growth is. When is the only time you grow? People say this over and over. When you come out of your comfort zone. What do problems do? They make you uncomfortable. So you kind of got to try to look at problems and adversity from the same perspective as Pat Summitt did with losing. It's going to force you to figure out, how do we solve the problem if you don't let it eat you alive, and you don't sit in it and just, what is that? Like wallow in it and let it absorb you, and just accept it for what it is. When she said, right, we lost, and some people lose and they're like, oh, that team was just better than us, that's why we lost. I don't even understand that concept. Like that's crazy to me, to think that. You're like, no, we're gonna figure out how to beat them, and we're gonna plan, and we're gonna work harder, and we're gonna figure it out. And that's the same thing with anything else. So people that are out there that are just constantly negative and talking about their problems, it just doesn't make sense, because everyone has problems, and the people that are doing well or happy they have problems too. They might have more problems than the people that are not. It's just they know how to handle them better, and they know they're coming. You're not. What is that called? Like, if you keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results, like, that's the definition of madness, right? If you want a different result, you got to take a different action. If you know problems are coming, you've been on the earth. You're 40 years old. You're 20 years old. You're 30. It doesn't matter what age you are. You face problems and you face adversity. You could have problems in your family, financial problems, and they're coming. They're always going to come. If you don't know that, if you act like when a problem comes, like you're shocked, like anybody listening, you're going to have a problem next week. Like, when it comes, just approach it differently, and just think of it differently. Like, it makes you uncomfortable. Think of it the way Pat Summitt thought of the losing. It could make you physically sick, but if you figure it out and you understand what you're dealing with, and it's just, and you're going to have problems. If you have that mindset, it can help you grow. So that's basically it for tonight. Just know that, I mean, it's a big thing. I know it doesn't sound like much, but everybody has problems, and it's great to understand that they're coming, and we're all gonna have them. And it's cliche, but it's like the Rocky thing with his son, right? It's not how hard you hit, it's how hard you get hit and keep coming back. We're all gonna get hit. We're all gonna get hit. I can tell you, I had 3 big things happen to me this week, but you gotta suck it up, and you gotta understand that's what life is. You're gonna get hit, and whoever can take the hits, that's what it's about. Even in real estate, I always go back to it. Like, deals fall apart. I have a deal right now that it had accepted offer 3 times, and the people backed out. The contracts go out, the people change their mind. The contracts go out. It's not easy, and it's hard for the seller. But what do? We gotta get it to a person that's not gonna back out. It's a beautiful place, and that's the way it is. And some things are not easy all the time, but you gotta hang in there, and it's gonna work out, because I know there's problems. You're gonna face problems when you sell real estate, and if people think they don't, and they're gonna get their license, and it's gonna be smooth sailing. You're in for a surprise. So hang in there with those problems. Everybody has them. It ain't the end of the world. Why don't you take a look at people that are doing well and not complaining, and kind of talk to them about it, and you're gonna be surprised, but you're gonna find out that they have problems too. It's just that they're not dwelling on that. They're fixing it. They're facing it. They're facing it head on. So that's it for today. Next week's guest, I'm really excited about. She's a friend, Laura Brown. She's a real estate attorney. She grew up in the Morris Park part of the Bronx, which I love. I love to see people from the Bronx doing well. And she was nice enough to agree to be on and share her journey with us. And I believe it's April 4th, next week, 8 o'clock. So tune in. It's going to be a great interview. I'm excited about it. Keep liking our page. What would Vinny do? Keep sending your comments. Subscribe. New guests. I got great guests lined up that you're going to be real impressed. So thanks again, and talk soon.